First of all, thank you, Madam Ambassador, for the invitation to this virtual event. I must say that I'm very glad that I have opportunity to be with you. Unfortunately, last year when you organized event, I didn't have possibility to come, but I'm very glad that this year is possible to be with you in this virtual event. So I will present our honey bee breeding program in Slovenia, but before that, I would like to show you some basic information about beekeeping in Slovenia. Probably you all know that Slovenia, it is a relatively small country. We just have around 2 million inhabitants, but what is important, many of them are beekeepers. So altogether, here in Slovenia, there are 11,000 beekeepers with 12,000 apiaries and with more than 200,000 honeybee colonies. So in this view, Slovenia is very, very strong in beekeeping community. Average beekeeper has only 19 bee colonies, so mostly they are hobby beekeepers. Just around 100 or a little bit more than that, they are professional beekeepers, but mostly they are hobby beekeepers. And average honey production in our country, it is not very high. It is just 12 kg honey per colony. And total production, it is 1,600 ton honey per year. So this is not enough for our domestic consumption. So we also importing honey from some other countries. We are very proud that our beekeepers right now, they don't have problems with selling their honey, and around 80% of honey is sold directly from the beekeepers to the final consumers. And we are doing a big promotion in that way, that if people want to buy the best honey, then is the best way to go directly to the beekeepers and buy honey directly for them. Of course, in Slovenia, we have also very rich beekeeping history, and we are very proud that in the whole territory of Slovenia, it is present only one subspecies, and this is our Apis mellifera carnica, which is autochthonous in our country. We are also very glad and proud that also we have very well developed beekeeping tourism. This started after 2003 when we organized big event, Apimondia, and many visitors returned to Slovenia because on that event they found out that Slovenia is very diverse, very we have a lot of nice things to show them, and because we receive so many askings and demand about beekeeping, we answer them with beekeeping tourism. So here on the first picture, I'm showing you a map of Slovenia, and with this a little bit more dark dot, you may see where these apitourisms are situated in the Slovenia. So almost everywhere in all parts of Slovenia, there are some beekeepers who are willing to accept people, different groups of people, and show them what they are doing. In the bottom of the left, you may see the woman who is bodies of driving force of apitourism, not just locally but also globally. And therefore we have also very nice web page, apitourism.se, where are all the contacts of the beekeepers who are willing to accept people to present them what they are doing. And the last picture here in the bottom right, you may see one group of very satisfied people after visiting one of the beekeepers. And nowadays, a lot of different tourist programs combine not just the best tourist attraction in Slovenia, but also the beauties of beekeeping tradition, also unspoiled nature, authentic cuisine. So I believe that a lot of people are coming to Slovenia not just to see tourist attraction, but also to see how we keep bees and how is our technology different in comparison with other beekeepers. We are very proud that beekeepers in Slovenia, we are well organized. We have many local beekeepers associations, more than 200, and we have one national beekeepers association, which was established almost 150 years ago, so it is very old. It has big, long tradition, and the main purpose of this association is to help beekeepers. And therefore, we are publishing a magazine, Slovenia Beekeeper, which boasts also a very long tradition, more than 130 years. We are also very proud that Slovenian Beekeepers Association has concession for public advisory service on beekeeping, very important tasks. And beside that, Slovenian Beekeepers Association is also approved breeders organization. On the first picture, you may see our center. We believe that it is the most beautiful center in the Europe, probably maybe also wider. And here is the headquarters, not just of Slovenian Beekeepers Association, but also of the Beekeepers Advisory Service. Here is also a laboratory for bee products, also library with a lot of books, magazines on the topic of beekeeping, and also shop selling beekeeping equipment and products. So if beekeepers from various parts came to our center, they could bring samples of honey or other bee products in the laboratory. They can go to visit library, and in the end also to go to shop if they want to buy some thing to what they need for the beekeeping. And also on this place, here is the editorial of the Slovenski Čebelar magazine. We believe that this magazine is very important. We publish it each month, and this magazine covers different topics, all very important for the beekeepers. And the most often we are reading in this magazine about preservation of our autochthonous subspecies. Also, we are asking our vets to present the latest knowledge about honeybee diseases, about technology, also economics, marketing. All important topics for beekeepers are written in this magazine. So almost all beekeepers receiving this magazine to their places, and therefore we believe that so high percentage of beekeepers are member of our association. More than 80% of all beekeepers in Slovenia are member of our association. This number is very, very high in comparison with some other association. Some information about extension service in Slovenia. It was established in year 2004, and we have 8 specialists working in this service, specialists for food safety, for technology, economics, and so on and so on. And besides that, we also have 20 field consultants, which they are traveling around Slovenia, and they help beekeepers with different problems they are focusing. So we are very glad that this service is paid from the ministry side, and this service operates on the basis of the 5-year approved program by the ministry. So we are preparing program, we send to the ministry, they approve them, and we are, after that, we are working 5 years in this program. And many tasks we are doing in connection with beekeeping extension in Slovenia. The most important are advising, education and extension training of beekeepers. We also educate beekeepers. We have many clubs, children clubs in primary schools. Almost in 1/3 of the whole primary schools we have clubs, beekeepers clubs, and we believe that this is very important if we want to educate people why bees are important, why it's important to eat bee products, and so on. We also promote or publishing a lot of materials, and we are also doing a lot of campaign basically in the way to promote beekeeping and also to informing different people why bees are so important. So some of our promotional and educational projects are Beekeepers Day, Day of Apitherapy, Beekeepers Open Day, Day of Honey Quality Shims, Apitourism. We participate in different fairs in our country and also abroad. We organize different conferences, symposiums. We are publishing a lot of educational and promotional materials, movies. We have many websites which are important for beekeepers, bee breeders, for apitourism, general public, and so on. Just one example, how do we organize open door day at Slovenian beekeepers. As I already mentioned, we have more than 200 local beekeepers association, and we set the one date, one Friday or Saturday, when the beekeepers, they will open their doors and accept different neighbors or people to come to their places. And we ask each president of this local beekeepers association to give us information where in their association the beekeepers will open their doors, which beekeeper, and we collect all this information, and then we are doing promotion. We promote this from different newspapers and through different social media platforms to inform wide area of people that beekeepers, that it's possible to go someday to beekeepers to learn what beekeepers are doing, what bees are doing, also to taste bee products, and so on and so on. And we believe this is very important to enlarge our domestic market, to learn people where is possible to buy the best honey, that bees are very important, and we believe that this is good if we want to live all together in the same area, not to look to each other with not nicely. Then we are also organizing different honey assessments, first on local level, then on regional level, and in the end on the national level. We are doing these assessments for many years, and we find out that this is very important to increase quality of different bee products. Because here is not important just who will win the gold medal or champion or silver medal. Here is sometimes even more important to inform beekeeper who didn't receive any medal, why he didn't receive it, to give them recommendation what he must do in the future, that he will have better chance to get some medal. And during this assessment, we find out the quality of our bee products enlarge very much. We also have some initiatives which were not just Slovenian, but we also export them in some other countries. First of all, it is honey breakfast. This initiative we start in 2008. In that year, we ask beekeepers to grab 1 or 2 kilo of honey and go to kindergarten and give them this honey for free. And when these children will eat this honey, then they will just explain them that what bees are doing, that it is very very good to eat bee products, so on and so on. And we find out that after a few years, our domestic consumption of honey increased very much. We are very glad that this action each year was bigger and bigger. So nowadays, in this action also collaborate Ministry for Health, because they find out that it is very easy to inform during this action, during this initiative, to teach children why it's healthy to eat in the morning, that it is necessary if children want to study in the school, then they must eat healthy breakfast. And we are also glad that our Ministry for Agriculture also support this idea, because during this idea they found that it is very easy to promote local food. And nowadays this honey breakfast, it is not just honey breakfast, but it is Slovenian breakfast, when each third Friday in November, children in the kindergarten and also in the primary schools eat not just honey, but also bread, local produced bread, local produced milk, butter, and also apple. So now we believe that this is one of the best initiatives, and we will continue also in the future. And we are also glad that some of our neighboring countries also grab this initiative, and also they start to promote the same things in their countries. The next very well-known initiative is World Bee Day, which this idea was started in 2014, and we're very glad that in 2017 that finally was accepted from the United Nations. And the main objectives of these initiatives are to raise public awareness of the importance of bees, because of bee products and pollination and environment. And through this initiative, we would like to inform people and policy makers that bees faces many threats right now, and we must suggest also a solution how to improve the environment for bee survival, because we would like to improve the environment. And we believe that with this we will contribute to global food security and hunger, and to help eradicate and to prevent further biodiversity loss and the degradation of ecosystem service. During this initiative, we also produce many promotional material. We have very good web page, worldbeeday.org, where we put a lot of information things, where different organizers can download and use it for organizing their own celebration. We also produce a lot of leaflets and badges, also movies, different flags, brochures, and also this book, No Bees, No Life, because during the process, when we try to convince wider audience that bees are very important, we found out that usually people are not informed why bees are so important. They know that they are important for pollination and for bee products, but bees are important for many other things. And therefore we published this book, No Bees, No Life. In this book are 69 authors from 32 countries wrote why bees are important. And this book is like encyclopedia why bees are so important. And many times different organizers, before they start to organize some event, they buy this book to read it, to find out why bees are so important. They are not just important for bee products and for the pollination, but much more. Yes, my basic job here in Slovenian Beekeepers Association is breeding. I'm professional leader of our breeding program. And as I already mentioned, here in Slovenia, it is allowed just to have our domestic local subspecies Apis mellifera carnica. And for that purpose, we have breeding program. And a very important part of this breeding program are also breeding goals. And we have two parts of breeding goals. First of all, they are oriented on the conservation because we would like to conserve our subspecies also in the future. And the second one of these breeding goals are more oriented on the selection, where we would like to improve some characteristics which are important for our subspecies. We would like to improve gentleness. Also, we would like to decrease swarming tendency, and of course, we would like to increase honey yield. And in this task, we are connected also with Agriculture Institute of Slovenia, which is the second approved organization, and we, Slovenian Beekeepers Association, we are working as approved breeding organization. Sometimes some beekeepers ask us why we must to preserve Apis mellifera carnica, why not to allow to live that nature will do what nature is doing, but we inform them very often that here in Slovenia autochthonous subspecies is Apis mellifera carnica, and that we are strongly believe that it is the most adapted to climate conditions of this region and also on pastures which are present here. It has also many variable characteristics. It is known as very calm subspecies, and we are very proud that nowadays it is the second, the most spread honeybee species in the world. Many beekeepers from abroad, they ask us that they would like to start to beekeeping with our subspecies. So therefore, we have around 30 queen producers, which they are producing queens for our demands and also for the beekeepers from abroad. Breeding activities, we have three main activities. First of all, it is basic selection, which is carried out in all apiaries. And then this means that racial not characteristics bees are excluded from the further breeding. This means that beekeepers must be very careful. They must watch if they have clean or pure Apis mellifera carnica in their beehives. If they found some not clear or mixed subspecies, then they must change the queen as soon as possible. The second level is carried out in queen rearing apiaries and the National Register of Queen Breeders Colonies. And the third level is breeding queens in mating station and production of mother queen. Selection criteria. Commercially important criteria for breeding are honey production, swarming tendency, gentleness and tendency to remain calm on the comb, then varroa tolerance and racial characteristics like is the cubital index and abdomen color. We are supporting all the queen producers here in Slovenia. As I mentioned, we have around 30 and we help them to starting queen production and breeding. This helps need especially beekeepers who are starting with queen production. We organize different workshops to help them how to produce queens in the best way. We help them to find the best location for pollination of queens, because these sometimes are big problem because the mating is very poor, not good. So we visit them 2 times per year. Firstly before the season, and the second visit it is in the middle of the season to check if everything they are doing as they should. And each year we organize meeting for all queen producers to exchange the knowledge, also to inform them about new knowledge and with new information which we find out. And of course we help them also in promotion. As I mentioned, we help them to find the right location for breeding and also for pollinating young queens, because sometimes this success is more than or higher than 90%, sometimes it's just 50%. And if beekeepers has just 50% of mating of young queens, then we try to help them to find better location. So altogether, our queen producers are produce nowadays more than 40,000 queens. Mostly of them they are buying from, they are selling in Slovenia, but some of them they are also selling abroad, about 1/3, and some of these queens, just around 300, are queens with pedigree. We have special web page, krainska-cebela.se. Here we upload all the data about our queen producers. So if some beekeepers from abroad would like to buy queens from Slovenia, he must just go to this web page and to choose one queen producers, and then he can find there all the contacts, and he can speak with him regarding buying Slovenian Apis mellifera carnica queens. We also have pedigree book, so all the queens which are produced here in Slovenia are written in pedigree book, also very important. And in the end, I would like just to share with you some results which we achieved in last 15 years. So we are very glad that we increased the number of beekeepers in Slovenia from 7,500 to 11,000. We also very glad that we achieved and we decreased the average age of beekeepers. In 2005 it was 65 years, now it is less than 60. We also increased very much children involved in beekeeping clubs. Now we have almost 2,000. We also enlarged number of beekeeping clubs in primary schools. We have it also more than 160. We increased also price of honey from €4, now it is around €12. We also certified more than 30 apitourism, and what is the most important, I think it is that we increased the consumption of honey per person. It was 2005 just 1 kilo, less than 1.5 kilos, now it's more than 2 kilos. And also we are glad that we increased the number of queens we raise per year from 13,000 to more than 42,000 queens. So thank you for your attention, and in the end I will be glad if you will give me some question, and I will do my best to answer them.